Saturday. You guys are, well, 1, 2, yeah, actually all of you are waking up from your sleep curse. No, they're not longer. You guys are waking up, still in the cellar, at the end of the old tunnel, from your sleep curse.
Because we're cursed.
You slept for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the clerics came by and healed you. You guys are waking up from your sleep curse caused by, well, the 3 of you are, caused by his feather beard that popped up.
It was my fault.
Feather beard.
Oh, just so you know, the next level 1 spell, I don't know if you remember, will cast Wild Magic.
Yeah, I remember you could have tides. So I need the 3 of you to roll Constitution checks.
Okay, Mr. Malt, you can get out of here now.
He's just at the Druid, right? At the Druid, right?
It knows.
What'd you roll?
17. I rolled 4 minus 1. Oh no, this is Constitution.
Constitution check.
2. Yeah, so 6.
Whatever, you can chill.
13.
Did anyone roll below a 5?
Was I supposed to roll?
Not yet.
No.
No? Alright, cool. So you guys wake up slightly groggy, but you're up and running, like you're still at full health. You're back up to full health, I mean. As the clerics approach him, they try and bring him back, but he's not waking up. And
You don't have a piece yet. Are you gonna use this?
you can use the turtle.
You can't beat the turtle.
I don't know where that.
There's more quick-tills. Oh, where's the box of pieces?
Just let him use that. Who cares?
And he cares.
Well, we can avoid using the turtle just to take your space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
She's just look at it now. Oh, it looks so silly.
There you go.
Here.
There's nothing else besides like the king or queen.
What? Okay.
He's a bishop.
That's not,
I need you to make a Constitution check.
Me?
Yeah.
Of what?
Constitution check.
Of what nature?
Constitution check.
Oh, alright. He passed.
16.
Total.
Yeah, just in general. He has 0 constitution modifier.
You wake up groggy as hell. But you wake up, no adverse effects. None of you have any adverse effects. You barely sleep. You barely passed that check, by the way. You all wake up back at full health, and the guard tells you to go see Governor Nighthill after you've completed the mission of protecting the mill. You guys just go up right away?
Yeah, let's head on up.
Walk up.
I'm checking for weapons.
No, you can't go around checking for weapons. You need to ask someone, and the person you need to ask is Governor
I'm
Nighthill.
not gonna find anything,
So,
No,
so you're going to like skulk
pretty
around
sure
and
you
fucking
checked
steal something.
I'm pretty sure we checked the same area too on the last time we were in here.
So as you guys approach the governor's office, the guard leading the way gives a knock. You hear, enter! Opens the door and you all walk in. You see Governor Nighthill. A little bit healthier. Looks like the clerics have fully healed him from his injuries. And right now it's approaching 10 o'clock at this point. And the governor, you guys all walk in safe and sound. And the governor says to you, I appreciate my guards telling me that you were able to successfully defend the mill. And it seems that it might have been an ambush. Did everyone make it?
Almost.
More or less.
Almost didn't do it.
Good news.
We were off to a rocky start, but we didn't got by.
At least it's good news. At this point, guard walks in and whispers to the governor again. First of all, goes, I appreciate all of your help, and he motions to a guard. He brings in a case, everyone gets one regular healing potion.
No
One
different
healing
from the
potion.
other ones?
No worries.
What'd you say, James?
It's no different from the other ones, right?
Yeah, regular healing potion. Everyone gets a regular healing potion at this point. And he goes, "This is all I can give you for now, as we're still in the middle of a fierce battle." Now another guard walks in and lets the governor know of the situation. He goes, "I wish I had better news, but it seems that the fight is still going on. Guard informs me that at the temple, not far from the keep, a few of our civilians or citizens have holed themselves up and are surrounded by these raiders." And he motions to the guard who walked in with the news and says, he looks at all of you and he looks at the governor, and the governor nods, and he says, "Yes, it was strange. We saw 3 groups of raiders, pretty much separated. They were each taking one side or one section of the temple. The first group in front seemed to be the one with the leader. You see someone with the heavy robes that denotes rank, and they're preparing a battering ram to knock down the doors, but they're sturdy and they'll last for a while. The second group, it's Mahoney. The second group just seems to be making noise and howling and whooping. It's all around both sides, kind of just making
kind of whooping, like a whoop, 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 whoop.
No, more like a whoop, whoop. As in like.
Okay, because I was gonna say the one might be the Muppets.
That could be Druid. That could be
they're just making noise and then jumping around and flinging torches. You know, just
sure they're not entertainers.
It's very odd. No, they're raiders.
Okay.
It was odd. You know, it was confusing because they would walk from one end of the temple to the other on both sides and just make noise and bang on the floor and on the walls, and it's extremely odd. And then there was another group around the backside of the temple, nearest to the brush in the river, and there was a small group, maybe.
Got the mental worms.
There was a group of. We only saw 8 humanoid figures, 2 larger ones and 6 small ones in the back, by themselves completely in the entire area. But they looked like they were preparing to set fire to the back of the temple. We don't know if it was to smoke them out, to smoke the civilians out the front, or to burn down the door, try to burn down the temple. But we know that they were preparing. They lit a few small fires under the windows of both on the backside. And it would look like they were preparing a large pile for the main entrance. That's pretty much that's what we saw. And if you guys are gonna do something, you should do it quickly.
Okay.
Governor looks at all of you and says, "My friends, I need to ask for your aid again. Will you assist?"
We will.
No.
But we need some stuff from you.
Yes.
What can I do?
Can you spare a singular soldier?
A guard?
A guard.
He kind of looks through his papers. He looks at the guard and asks him. He looks around and he sees that he kind of has a look on his face. He's with Escobar at the mill. With Escobar at the mill. We're definitely short-manned because he was enough for an entire battalion.
We are also down a man. If you haven't noticed, our Work McDillis is taken ill, so he's not with us currently.
Did you use both spell slots?
Yeah.
The guard, the scout who comes up, he says, he looks at all of you and goes, "If you approach from the river, you can easily get a sneak attack on these. You can definitely catch them by surprise, and maybe take a lot of them out in one round. And if you're quick enough with the way they're patrolling, you should be able to kill them on the board. And if you're quick enough with how sturdy that door is and how close they were, or I should say far from the battering ram, from completing the battering ram, you should be able to get them all out before you would need a major battle.
Okay.
And once Escobar returns, we might be able to give you a guard.
Second.
No sense lollygagging. We're wasting time.
This is the second. This is the last one. This one's for you. Do you have a container that you could give each of us so we could store liquids in it?
Wait, that's not gonna do us much good.
He says, I have one wineskin that I can provide, but that only has a few quarts of water.
Yeah,
That
You
should
only
be
carry a
enough.
few
it's
quarts.
not gonna do anything for us.
I'll take it.
Takes a wineskin off of his own belt, and he says, "This is, you look at it and it's kind of engraved with his name." And he goes, "I can only lend you this because this is the only one we have, but I hope it serves you well." And he hands it to you.
I hand him 10 gold coins as a holding fee.
Okay.
We'll get this back.
I appreciate it. And he puts it off to the side in the drawer.
We should get going, guys. Can you sit down by the river?
Yeah, if you follow the river,
What?
Weapons?
Yeah, I
you
kind of.
want to ask something?
Ask
Yeah.
us.
All right. I would love to switch on my weapons.
What did you have in mind?
All right. So I'm going to be switching out for 2 throwing darts. Throwing. What's it called?
Daggers?
Throwing knives.
Throwing daggers.
Yeah,
You
throwing
want daggers?
And
You already have daggers.
No, I have.
No, you already have daggers. Yeah,
I would need a set for throwing daggers.
they're just daggers. It's not like
Cool.
throwing knives. They're just daggers.
Cool. I have
Yeah.
Didn't you
You
want
have
to change
daggers.
your range
Alright,
weapon?
and I want to change. No, that's my range weapon. Yeah, I want to change my my bow out for a. What was the name of the? No, it's
Short
poking
sword?
one. Yeah, no, the poking one
Rapier.
right here.
So you want to keep your daggers, keep your short swords, and get rid of your light crossbow.
No, I'm getting
For-
rid of my. Yeah, I didn't have daggers. What are you talking about? I have
You
short
did.
swords.
Every rogue starts with daggers.
I didn't know that because
You didn't write it down.
You said we had 2 weapon slots.
No, it's different. But I also said that you have daggers because you're a rogue.
I never heard that.
You just don't remember it. It's fine, Eddie. You have daggers.
Alright, cool.
So you're gonna switch your short swords out for the. You're gonna
Yeah,
try to
I'll
switch your short
switch
swords
my
out for a rapier.
Yeah, I'm switching my short swords for a rapier.
The guard Nighthill looks
Yeah, I'm keeping my crossbow.
and he's
I can't get a.
You have a hand
I can't
crossbow,
get-
right?
I can't get a short bow.
with a hand crossbow, right?
Yeah.
Because you can only get a hand. He asks, and he asks the guard. And, let's see. Thinks, and he's a rapier is a very specialized niche weapon. Our guards are mainly fitted with large swords, or broadswords, or short swords, or long swords, or hammers, or maces, not a gentleman's weapon like a
You must be
rapier.
able to find
There
one.
must be a Frenchman somewhere.
You must be able to find one.
Says at this point, we don't have a rapier.
With war, they gather everything that's needed.
We don't have a rapier at this point. But when Escobar returns, I can ask him if
Alright, thank you, Go.
I can ask
Alright,
him
let's go smell it.
It's like they don't have a rapier. We don't have time to be waiting for this.
Yeah, let's go
We're gonna
smell it.
go.
What's
So
the
I
quickest
rolled,
way?
man. It wasn't high enough.
What's the quickest way
we're
to the
sneaking
river?
through the river.
Don't I have to-
Get out the
don't
tunnel.
Wait, I have to roll?
No, I will, because you're not looking for anything. He's looking and then asking for something.
What?
Uh, he goes, if you go out the tunnel and follow the river farther down, there's that'll get you to the, so it'll be the southern side where the people were setting the fire, and he kind of points this out on the map to you guys. On the northern side was the battering ram and the leader. On the east and west were the 2 groups that were making the noise, and on the south side was the small group that was, was trying to set the fires. He goes, if you just follow the river down, you'll be able to see the temple from there.
Alright, let's go, Skadoosh.
We head out towards the river.
Okay. So as you guys leave the tunnel, I need a marching order.
I'll be in front.
Okay.
I'll also be in front.
You'll be behind Eddie,
I'm
because
stealthing.
you're through the tunnel at this point,
I'm
so you
stealthing.
can kind of single file.
I'm gonna stealth
Oh,
too.
wait, that's
I'm
not me.
stealthing.
You guys are stealthing.
The front's not here, the front's over there. That's the back.
And
18.
walking through the tunnel, the front's that way.
Can I get some guidance over here?
Who? It's a little late.
That's
It's a little late.
Sorry.
What are we rolling for? I'm sorry.
Stealth. Whoever wants to roll for stealth.
Yeah, 15 for stealth.
Oh. Wow.
So if you're rolling for stealth,
You're
you
rolling
can't
for
be. Is everyone rolling for stealth?
Yeah.
Then you can't be in front. You need to move back to the back of the pack.
I rolled 21.
21.
Yes.
What'd you roll? Nate.
Oh, I got an 18 total.
21. What'd you roll?
15.
15. Okay. So Jess is leading. Jonathan is
That's eight.
your druid is leading along,
Our stealthy rogue.
and
That's so hope you.
Doesn't he have some kind of natural thing that gives him stealth?
plus
too?
8 to stealth, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he rolled an 8.
Rolls.
He rolled an 8 total?
No, we rolled. He got 15 total.
15.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 7. As you guys approach the end of the tunnel and open it silently, I need you to make a perception check.
Oh, you didn't? I kind of made it kind of poofed right now, or stealth.
I got an 8.
Yeah. An 8?
We have no tank. I'm the tank.
We wanna so
As you open the gate door, opens up and you see across the river 2 or 3 figures just kind of disappear into the brush down about 80 feet to your left. No one else. Looks like whoever was patrolling has left.
Okay. We proceed moving
Yep,
cautiously.
you guys moving down. So you guys are on the southern shore, and the temple's on the northern shore. So you can either stay on the southern shore or cross to the northern shore and then go down.
Well, boys, we have a couple of options as to which way we should go. Any suggestions?
well, I want to hit up the river first to fill that thing really quick.
Well, you guys are walking down the river no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have
This is
to
which
ask,
side of the river.
What do you hope to gain from a wineskin?
Oh, that might help you somewhere.
Let me figure out exactly.
No, I can tell you exactly what it won't do, and it has helped me. There's not nearly enough volume.
Maybe I'll find some wine.
You realize we're right next to a river. I can just use that as opposed to what's in the pouch.
I need to put out a fire.
I shape some water into his wineskin and we continue moving.
So do you guys cross the river to the northern side or stay on the southern shore?
Let's just go to the
If we cross through, are we still going to be near the water?
Huh?
I want to stay near the river.
You'll just be on one. You'll be on the closer side to the temple versus
Okay, I
the
think
front
we should
side.
go around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around and then cross.
Okay, so you're gonna cross when you near the temple.
Yeah.
I'd like to stay on the other side in case we run into any danger.
Yeah, because the danger's on that side.
There's everything.
Yeah,
5 pounds of water.
What?
Okay.
That's as much as you can carry.
For the wine.
In
In
a
a
water
wine?
skin. Yeah, in a water skin. It's a water skin.
So it's like a
5
gallon, gallon of water, basically.
2 gallons. A gallon is, I think, 2.5 pounds.
It feels way heavier.
Feels like it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 1 pound, 1 gallon. It's 5 pounds. It's not much anyway. As you guys make your way down, sticking with the same marching order.
I don't know. 5 pounds can be pretty deadly.
Yeah.
You guys sticking with the same marching order?
Yeah. Can I make a
Not in
perception
this
check?
universe.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh.
No, that's not good. 13.
13 total.
Yeah.
As you guys make your way down, so you guys are staying. So as you pass where the tunnel was, if you want to stay closer to the river, you will need to go into the brush, which is considered difficult terrain.
It's almost a gallon.
As you guys are walking forward, because you have a ranger friend, it's not too difficult to traverse, and he's able to guide you through the difficult terrain without much issue. It just slightly slows you down, as opposed to completely slowing you down. And you notice, sporadic raider groups, but nowhere near you, nowhere near detecting all of them.
Okay.
Are you guys still stealthing it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll a stealth check with advantage.
Oh yeah.
You want to cast guidance on anyone first?
With advantage, roll twice with the higher number.
Cast guidance on
Alright,
it.
14 plus
Ooh, we all roll advantage or just
No,
Everyone.
22.
Oh my god.
I got 13 points. Everyone's
I got 8 total.
15.
Yeah,
I
that's
cast
22.
guidance on it.
22, natural 20 or just 22?
So roll
Oh, you got
d4.
14, right? Yeah.
Roll a D4.
Jalvin, what'd you get?
I got 15. Roll a d4. And then add that to your total.
10.
10 total.
19.
Even though your sorcerer friend is a little clumsy, with the aid of the ranger, the druid, and your stealthy rogue, you guys are pretty quiet, almost damn near invisible, almost barely touching any of the brush, and you make your way down towards the river, but towards the temple. As you approach and start hitting a bend where there were some buildings and some trees, you see the south and western sides of the temple. And as you come around this corner, you notice the group to the east side that was making all the noise, all the jumping around, they're waving their torches, and you're just confused and baffled. And then on the southern side, you see the group of 2 larger humanoids and 6 smaller humanoid creatures.
Just put the sound on the map.
Alright.
Creatures that I don't have a wet erase. That are trying to set fire, and you see this small fires kind of creating a smoke cloud that's surrounding the southern corners, so that to go around to hit around you, you see that you have some extra cover on the south sides. I need, let's see, I need 2 people to make a perception check. Well, who's keeping a lookout? I know you're keeping a lookout, and who else is keeping a lookout?
Okay,
You.
I'll
So
keep a
roll
lookout.
perception. You 2 roll perception checks.
oh gosh.
We do not want any rolling.
What did you roll?
A 1. Natural 1.
Nat. Oh god. What did you roll?
Can we make him?
What did you roll?
We don't want. We didn't actually.
What did
agree.
you roll?
JD said he wanted to roll.
Yeah, he did say it before me.
You got
He did say.
What'd you
and then
roll?
He just kind of rolled.
you rolled a 3.
Looking for my.
I think he has a perception of 4.
Yeah, 4.
Really, man? What'd you roll? 4?
So I have 7.
7. Jesse, go ahead and roll a perception check.
17. I'm gonna cast guidance on myself just for kicks.
Don't you have a high perception anyway?
Yes, sir. So I got 22 total.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
All right. Even in the darkness, the flames assisting you, you notice that it's 2 cultists who seem relatively low rank, at least for cultists, and 6 kobolds decked out in all have one of them has a sling and dagger, and everyone else has daggers. You also notice that the groups to the sides, because at this point you guys have you're staring almost directly to it, so you have line of sight on the southern and eastern western side, and you notice that the southern and the eastern and western guards are moving in unison. They're staying both, parallel to each other, and that they have just hit the closest corner and are turning around to walk past you, to walk down the other side of the temple. And while you're walking, you notice that it takes them 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes to do the full revolution, because they're jumping and running around. They're not really just patrolling; they're just jumping and running around. They're wasting time.
How
So
many
you see
per
that,
group?
huh?
How many per group? You said
So
6?
on the southern side, you notice you don't see this because you had terrible perception.
Yeah.
And you're not really paying attention.
You never asked me.
The on the south side it was the 8
Oh, Mom.
humanoid figures, the 2 cultists and the 6 kobolds. On the east and western sides, there were about 20 humanoid figures. Most of them kobolds, maybe 1 cultist, 2 cultists. Like in total, both sides. So you're looking at about
10 each.
You're looking at a total of about 2 cultists and about 35 kobolds, divided between the east and west. What do you no,
You
Eddie.
didn't have a word race.
No, Eddie, it's fine. I'm not gonna be like drawing and lifting. No.
I know that
I would
one.
really love a
He's in a
It's like
car.
I just have
Pictionary.
a visual of
It's
like
like
how the
Pictionary.
battleground looks.
It's like Pictionary.
What's
It's
that?
a rectangle.
So you
You're on the bottom.
a river.
Give me the goddamn tablet.
Alright.
God damn it. Want to waste even more time?
No, you can
Come on,
do it as
Eddie.
you're talking.
He already wasted
As you're
like
talking.
an hour of our
As
time.
you're describing everything.
More time.
Draw the battlefield.
It's fine. Just waste more time.
40.
Are you telling us this information?
I don't think he was drawn.
He's not.
And then you don't know how many people are on the north side, but on the south side they're distracted by setting up, and they're about 70 feet from the bushes, from the brush where you guys are at. They do not notice you at all, and let's see. I don't even know how I'm gonna draw 35 enemies.
Well, you
No,
got
you don't
36.
have to. You don't have to draw the enemies. Really, exactly. It's more the look, how everything looks.
It's a
Yeah, you
square. Well, I don't know why you need a visual of a square.
He doesn't know what a square
No,
looks
I'm
like.
talking about the river. Like you said, there's a river. Where coming from the south, there's people on the right. We're looking at the south of the building and the west of the building. Like,
I don't know why you need a visual of that though. It's self-explanatory.
okay.
Oh man,
So as the battle progresses, it's nice to know. Like, I don't know,
it
whatever.
doesn't.
You're overcomplicating it. Is what you're doing.
I would
And
like
I'm
a
trying to-
visual.
I'm
I
trying
would
to
like a
describe
visual,
this.
alright? I would like a visual. Thank you.
You're overcomplicating
Thank
it.
you.
You're literally overcomplicating.
Oh, that's steal. And then he gets out. That was a good steal. That was a good play.
Let me try this.
Oh, please don't do that. What happened? I'm out right now. Yeah, I'm not joining.
So,
Unless you guys are still going on after 11. I'm out.
So,
Nah, not at all. Doesn't matter. It's a question, you know.
so that's hard to hold.
You guys started this.
There's the river,
Yup, as I imagined.
brush,
Yup.
right? From the
I'll have to call
brush to the door is about 70 feet.
Yup.
There are enemies around the front door, about 5 feet back,
Oh, and there are bushes covering.
and
the
then this
side.
is the clouds of smoke on the
Oh.
sides, and then under the window, and then this is the side enemies. But yeah.
And remind me again, what did the guy say? We could ambush him from
So
forward
from
or
down
behind
here,
it?
right?
That's where we are.
Right.
They do not see you,
'Cause we're-
notice you, or anything. So if you decide to attack, it is a complete surprise to them.
Alright,
You
time's
get a
up. Let's
surprise
do
round.
this.
Leroy!
I cast Shillelagh. Got a battle prepared.
So,
We stealth in.
so
Well, one of us.
No, I'll just attack. And I'll
Um,
and we all.
Well,
this is a
let
surprise
him
round for
stealth in.
everyone, even if you run in. It doesn't matter. So you see these 6 cultists and guards.
I really wish
I mean,
had
the kobolds.
long enough before this.
So,
Very fire.
so,
I think I'm only down one spell slot.
Are you guys going to attack?
We are going to attack.
You want to swing them? All right.
I saw you move in a range of like 50 feet. Then we attack.
So
Well,
it's,
I
no
don't
matter
know.
where you go, it's still gonna be a surprise.
We're
by
just
the way.
saying what we want to do right
Yeah.
now.
Let's-
And
Let's
No,
have
that's
any. Let's
let's
have.
not
Basically,
metagame. That's what we gotta do.
This could be the door if you want.
I
We're all
Yeah.
think we should play from. We should just play range for as long as possible.
Okay. I can keep.
So
them
at the
back.
door,
Especially if we're
Right.
gonna use the. Yeah, you guys are all ranged. I'll just use the water to keep them back. I have a river for once.
what's the range on your shape water spell?
A lot.
So I think it's gonna affect this.
It's 30
Everybody.
feet.
So if we're
30 feet. You guys
Uh-huh.
are 70 feet from the.
Okay, but what's the range?
So
on the
imagine
weapons?
the
600.
my DM board is the southern side.
Jesse,
And
best
the door.
guess for range by weapon, 600.
Okay,
And
yeah.
who-
So
what
you
are the
got
black
a full-range
pieces?
weapon, right?
Yeah,
occultist.
I think
Uh,
it's
occultist.
30.
No,
Yeah.
I
you're
said there was
At
6
the
cult
low end,
and
at
2
the low end,
cultists, so
and
you
then
see
it goes
6
up
and
to
2.
the side.
60
Hand
or
crossbow is
something.
30 feet. Wow.
30 to 120.
Yeah.
Oh, 120. So
Well,
it's
that's why-
effective range.
120 with
Yeah,
disadvantage.
just,
So for him, it'd be regular.
So okay, yeah. So you can use your hand crossbow, Jimmy. What's your
Um,
range spells?
Oh, like 9200.
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
I could
So-
right on the other
There's
side
no
of the river.
decrease in anything. Like that's I'm good throughout the whole range.
No, it gives you disadvantage, but a surprise round gives you advantage, so it would just cancel each
So
other
in
out.
which case, before we initiate the attack phase, can I do a little setup?
Like what?
Okay. So these are the guys that we can see in front of us, right?
That's everyone on this side of the building.
Okay. So we're over here, and the river's around here.
Behind you.
Behind you.
You're in the brush. There's 70 feet between you two, and then there's the temple.
Okay, so
The
let's
river's
say
behind you.
This is the river.
Yep.
I want to use shape water. Since I can use the river and lift up a shitload of water, I'm gonna make like little sniper perches. Not exactly too high up, but like just like a barricade of ice.
In front of the brush?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about stuff.
Well, that will be your surprise action.
That'll be my surprise action. So
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do that beforehand. I
No,
suppose that
because
would.
it would break your stuff.
Yeah.
They would notice
Okay.
an ice wall that
Yeah.
appears.
It's an ice
yeah.
wall that these guys can climb up, but it's just a
What
flat
if-
You
wall.
would still
from-
notice.
Wait a minute.
No, I
actually-
understand.
What
I'm
would we
just
be able to
making
do
sure.
that? Alright, so we
I
get
do
a
have a question.
surprise round, and then after we
And
get to
this will be for you.
roll.
It is
Could
we
he
roll our
take-
initiative.
Alright.
Water and trickle it out to the battlefield and soak the ground and like not in front of them, but
Jimmy, we don't need to
maybe
use
20
that
feet,
strat right
20
now.
feet back.
Yeah, they wouldn't notice.
Take like 3 turns.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
3.
70 feet.
Um,
You would have to trickle water
Oh, no.
70 feet. You know?
take
We got a surprise
discussion.
attack.
I can
Yeah,
make
it's
the water
1
move.
turn, 6 seconds.
Jimmy,
I
you need to
attack.
I have
not worry
not
about
noticed
that
this
right
yet.
now.
though.
All right, so all right, we'll start with you. Roll your. Who are you hitting, and what are you doing?
This guy, I'm
In the
just
cultist.
the cultist. I'm
Yep.
gonna just wipe him off the board.
All right, roll with advantage.
17. Yeah, I hit him.
Can this be the little water thing?
I got a 26 to hit.
Hold on.
No,
Oh, yeah, they
27.
don't have any range spells.
27 to hit.
Eat it.
27 to hit.
You have an eraser, Jimmy? Oh no, I have one. It's fine.
So it's a D8 plus 2. So D8 plus 6. Is that a 6? Yeah, it's a 6. I hit him with 12 damage.
12 damage.
Yeah.
Looking at like 3 different devices right now. The tablet would be awesome for me right now to look at my notes because I still hadn't had time to print them out. It would be really good right now for my notes.
So,
Let's see. So you hit
this good one right there.
the one cultist. Oh, you're right. It's about to die though. I need the charger. No, I don't need the. I don't need
Yeah.
All right. So first, I want everyone to remember what you just did, but I want you to roll. Everyone to roll initiative. Makes it easier for me to keep track of everything.
Oh my
15.
Gosh.
Illegal. Eddie, did you keep rolling low?
Yeah.
Here.
Change dice, dude.
Use this one. Roll that one, see how it goes.
I got a natural 20 on initiative roll. Take this
A
one for now.
natural 20.
Yeah.
Some dice.
Take that one for now and use that one for now. But what you got in your first roll?
9.
Alright.
Yeah, plus whatever my initiative is.
4, I think.
Yeah.
You rolled the one good roll on that one.
Don't waste rolls, don't waste rolls.
This
I
one
was
was
saving
saving
that
I
one.
rolled a 16.
Trust me, it's not the dice.
It's the dice.
It's not the dice.
It's definitely
I said the same thing, and
I rolled
I
another
said
20.
the same thing. Don't worry. It's not the dice. It's
I rolled
lulling you
20,
into a false sense of
16,
security.
20.
It's lulling you into a false sense of security. Trust me. I thought the same thing. This dice. When I roll, shitty as fuck. When my friend rolls, he rolled 9 nat 20s in a row. I rolled like 4 nat 1s. So it's not the dice.
No, I've been rolling pretty nice on this one.
Eddie,
Stop wasting the rolls.
listen to what I just said. Rolling with a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
Another 20. This is definitely
Eddie's gonna
nice.
fall into the trap, man.
This is my
Eddie's gonna
nice.
fall into the trap, man. I feel so bad for you.
Rolled 3 20s.
I feel so bad for you, Eddie. You're gonna roll into the trap.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
What?
So we're still in the attack phase, right? I can still talk to him.
To well,
Strategize with
no, because
No?
you guys are like, this is movement. There's no more planning. You're going.
He didn't even attack yet.
I did.
Oh, you did? You hit?
I got sick of your discussion.
Yeah, you guys need to decide on what you guys are doing.
Damn.
Just make your attacks. You don't need to, Jimmy, we don't need
Alright,
to
so
get the
I'm
ball
going
out
to
of
hit
people. It's not a big deal. Just throw
15.
five down. That's what
Yeah.
false
No,
lock
just
is.
Stop
Yeah,
wasting
false
your,
lock.
your rolls, man.
No, I'm rolling to hit.
Oh, what are you attacking? with?
No, we're rolling initiative first. Don't worry about the hit yet.
No, I already got my initiative.
I know.
What, stealth round you're talking about? Rolling the hit?
Yes, yes, so.
Oh,
Well, just wait. He has to get our initiatives first.
Alright,
Because that roll does not count.
alright.
20 to 25.
24.
That's it.
Yeah, I got 15. I think.
Alright.
I really need to buy Barry.
How you doing, buddy?
15 to 20.
17.
15, I believe.
17.
The cultist is still
What'd you
alive.
get?
17.
What's your dexterity?
My deck.
Yeah.
The total stat or
Total stat.
14.
Shit.
Can you give me a tissue?
What's going on over there?
Before we attack, we should have rolled to see if it was a trap. Or an ambush.
Before we
Roll
left,
insight
We're the ones
before
ambushing
everything.
the scout said that there's no trap.
No, it's just a play on what happened last week.
I don't know.
Just roll insight before everything.
Someone's playing
No
Trundle.
matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plays Trundle.
What? Are you serious?
I haven't seen Trundle in the game in forever.
He's a
I think he
monster.
wants League of Legends.
Trundle's a monster.
CC. Hey, did they change anything about him ever since?
They didn't they do a buff or something? A couple of
Trundle?
patches.
You said 15, right?
Yes.
What's your dexterity?
Like my base?
No.
What's the number?
The number.
16.
Yeah, 16.
16? Okay.
I already figured out what feat I'm gonna take. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm probably just gonna go for the lucky.
I'm going for alert.
Alert's really good.
Fuck. Jesus. With advantage, initiative +5. Like, why?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Why?
initiatives are gonna be +9. Why?
That goes twice before anyone
And
goes
I can,
once.
no one can ever surprise me. At any
So
point
no
in
more
time.
traps?
Well, no, I
You know what? This needs to switch over.
We're not
to
gonna
start
call
with
it a
what
surprise.
is going on. What's the
Yeah.
plan?
Yeah.
Math.
Should have sharpshooter that day. Quickly then. I'll sharpshooter the next day. I'm going first there.
We all get one attack, right?
Yeah, I'll get one movement. I already did mine. Right? Or did that not count?
Huh?
Did what I did count?
It'll count, but I just need to know
Yeah.
initiative first.
Gotcha.
10 to 15.
10 to 15.
10 to
Eddie.
15.
13.
13?
Hey, well, I'm still 15.
Well,
Well, you went with the last one.
yeah.
Oh,
It's technically 15 to 20, 10 to 14. But I don't give a shit. 10 to 15. You said you had 13, Eddie?
Yeah.
hey, what did you get? You got 17?
No.
Eddie, what did you? Oh,
5 to 10?
That's it? That's everyone?
That's it. Alright. Well, let me fuck with everyone right now. You hit a cultist for 12 damage, right?
Yep.
So you hit this cultist and turns, spots you, glares at you. What are you doing?
I guess I should just go for the same cultist at this point because I'm not going to do more than 10 damage. So anyway, this one, I want the cultist dead.
I roll advantage to hit. Rain spell attack. You doing a firebolt?
Yeah.
He
11.
missed.
As you summon your arcane abilities, the firebolt goes and it just curves at the end and hits the wall. Go. What
Is
are
the
you
wall
doing?
made of wood?
I'm
No.
making
It's
a
temple stone.
ice barricade that our rangers can post up on and have defense from the front.
Okay, so I need you to make a wisdom check. You're taking the 5 by 5 cube of water and turning it into an ice barricade in front of you guys.
Mhm.
Okay.
Raised up above the ground so they're protected.
Whoa!
Not 20, plus 5.
That's Jesus Christ. So
It doubles.
you
It's a 10.
no. So yeah, pretty much. You
That's not
So, as you tap into druidic powers, you summon this massive bundle of water from the river. It has to like fill in behind you,
Now turn into a tree.
and you summon it in front of you, kind of merging with the brush to keep it semi-stealthy. So someone has to pay attention to it. You look, you're in that 20.
Holy shit, dude.
You
Shaping the fuck out of that water.
it's like a 10. You take a 10-foot area in front of you
Can we get some
and
round
make
sticks?
it a 1.5 foot thick wall of ice that's frozen with the brush to hide it, to semi hide it. That's your turn. Go.
Alright,
What are you
I'm
doing?
attacking the same as his.
With what? You're not running up. You're
crossbow.
crossbowing it.
Yeah.
All right. So roll once.
It's because it's
Yeah.
canceling out your advantage. There we go.
Alright, 12 plus.
You're hitting the same guy.
6,
He's
18.
down.
Yeah.
So that cultist goes down. You catch him right in the neck, he's splurting out blood.
While he's glaring at me.
No, he's just like.
He doesn't know what the fuck happens.
All right. You guys have now. Everyone's in combat. Go.
I'm gonna sharpshooter this guy.
Okay.
So the first one's 18.
New Ranger. Jesus.
18 so
He's dead.
21. Wait, I gotta.
They were only for posterity
Yeah,
at
of
this
course.
point.
Oh, that's not good. So 11. Only did 17.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Only to 17.
Doesn't matter. All right. You guys watch as your growling ranger just lines up his shot and just clean through the forehead of one guy, nailing him to the wall. Just.
Oh, that's just nasty.
It would be the cultist's turn. That you just
But they
murdered.
somehow died.
Oh, man.
So
So that's 2 arrows. Yeah.
now the kobolds turn around and catch hold of you, and
We start singing tunes. Nothing to see here. Hello, my lady, hello, my honey.
oh my darling. Let's see. The kobolds kind of see their de facto leaders go down, and they look at each other with a sense of fear, but then they seal their resolve and run towards you.
Okay.
They all dash. Wait, no. Nope.
I'll tell
This
the
one
kobold.
goes to. Yeah. This one moves up his movement and holds his action until. So they have.
Should we actually be hearing that part? And holding
No,
that
I'm
action?
just. Actually, we're gonna pull back to here, and he's gonna sling attack you.
So how many feet did we move
He's
up?
gonna miss no matter what. He whips out a sling and spins it. It hits the rock wall, causes no damage.
How many feet?
Jaladin, go.
How many feet did he move up?
About 20.
Alright.
So, let's see.
1, 2, 3,
Are the
4.
ranges accurate right now?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Well, us from this guy.
It's about 70 feet actually.
there we go.
Okay.
That would be accurate.
For 5 block.
Yeah.
What to do? What to do? Is my since I tried to cast it earlier, Shillelagh, is that still technically active? Or
When did you cast it?
I said it before we started combat, before anything happened. So technically, time.
You
was
didn't
active.
cast it.
I didn't cast
Yeah,
it.
you didn't cast it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll activate that now and then hold my action until somebody gets in range. And go a good whack when they enter my range. Actually, I'm just gonna move to the back.
Behind the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would make more sense.
Shillelagh active.
Mm-hmm.
Kobold's gonna come up. Same thing. That's gonna hit you.
Oh, me?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So how exactly are you incorporating the wall into the combat? Are they gonna have to like go around to get up it?
They would
or-
have to go around, or if they want to get at one of the guys up top, they have to climb it.
Okay.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Darion, go.
I'm gonna firebolt some people.
Which ones?
By the way, you guys aren't on the wall, you guys are behind the wall.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
If you want to be on the wall, you gotta climb.
Does that mean I get half cover?
Hmm?
Doesn't that mean I get cover?
You would have full cover unless you peeked, you peek out and in with your movement. That's fine.
Okay.
You guys are behind the wall, not on it.
I
You'd have to climb it if you wanted to get on it.
Oh, wait a second. Does that mean he gets disadvantage on his roll against me?
Hmm?
What does cover do? Hold on, I can read that.
Plus 5 to AC if you have 3/4 cover.
Oh, then what did he get?
That's for everybody or him?
He rolled a disadvantage, but you peeked out to the side.
Oh, alright, gotcha.
You know?
Okay, so I don't.
Yeah. You didn't hide behind the wall again.
You're right, I should have done that.
I hit nothing.
That's a kobold.
What'd you
Right
roll?
there.
3
plus
A
5.
9.
right? Oh,
Yeah, no.
six.
What did you try to do?
Doesn't matter.
What did you try to do? It matters.
A firebolt.
Firebolt?
So
Okay.
he's around
Yeah,
the corner,
firebolt
too.
goes off the side.
He could have just flown up here, right?
He could just fly.
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
what so he's up there.
Yeah.
Does climbing count as an action?
No, it'd be your movement.
Okay.
Unless you
I'm
fell
gonna-
and had to,
I'm still
climb back up.
behind me.
This next kobold's gonna do the same. It's going after him.
How many people get to move before me?
A lot, man.
Fuck. What's your AC?
It's 15.
All right. He tries to throw a sling attack, just misses. Rolled a 7 and a nat 20. He's lucky at disadvantage. Let's see.
It's my turn.
Go.
Who was the first? I'm going to attack the first person that moves up.
I'll do this one.
Yeah.
I'll hit something. I swear.
That's the 13
That hits.
plus 6.
That hits.
Alright,
Hitting with the crossbow?
And I should get.
You hitting with the crossbow?
Yeah.
Roll disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Still hits.
Alright.
Lucky bastard.
Now, do I get the sneak attack bonus?
No.
Because Alright.
No one, yeah, no one's in.
Alright, so.
Oh, wait. Did everyone do their? Oh yeah, we already did our round.
Yep.
Alright, so 5 plus 4, 9.
9 damage on the kobold. Right. This kobold is preparing another sling attack at you, where you just pelt him in the eye with the crossbow bolt. All right.
Oh, what's with that one, huh? Is it
They
frisky?
all. I'm gonna move closer to you. Go.
I'll attack this one.
And peek around the corner.
Yeah, pick around the corner. I'm not sure. I can do it. Oh, okay. 10.
10 total.
10 total, yeah.
That misses. You go to shoot an arrow and it just goes wide and hits the ground.
Back around the corner.
Okay.
They
And
both just peeking out.
yeah, and so back 26.
Killed that first one, right?
Yeah.
I thought they finished this game.
No, yeah. Samsung was holding out.
Dang.
It's at 96,000. They're at 100,000 gold right now.
Javelin, go.
How long is this game been going on for?
Alright.
50 minutes at least.
54 minutes.
So the river's still behind us, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I am going to shape water and in front of the wall and slightly off to the sides, just make a puddle. Large puddle.
One sec.
Take that 5-foot square cube of water, just dump it, make a big ass puddle. Or if I could perhaps make it like flow in their direction, or as rain, head off in their direction, get them all wet.
Slowing down, that's impairment, right?
Well, it wouldn't really be to slow them down per se.
I already know what you want to do.
Is that in preparation?
Yeah.
All right. I was making sure how many you could have, or if it was concentration, you could have 2. All right. So you're flowing the water, wetting the ground, all that area in front of you.
If you allow it, I'd like to make like a rain cloud above us.
No.
Not a rain
Oh.
cloud, but he just wants to drop
I'm talking
water.
about changing weather right now.
It's not exactly a
He
rain
just
cloud, but I
wants to
mean
make
like,
it rain on him.
yeah,
So
like
it's all wet here. I'm
No,
guessing?
no, he wants to make it. He wants to make it rain on them.
I want to make a puddle. I want to make a puddle. So how big of a puddle can I make?
25 feet.
Okay. So
5 cubic feet?
No, not cubic feet.
25.
So center is here. Well, no, yeah.
Well, not cubic, 25 by 25.
So 1, 2. So this kind of area right here.
okay.
It's a shallow, wet ground puddle.
Yeah, I'd like to do that starting from basically on the wall, so that way if they walk anywhere around the wall, they'll be affected by it.
Like fine, we'll do starting here. We'll be here.
This is how we should fight from now on.
Then that's. Is that all you're doing?
Yep, I
Moving
still
back
have
in the
some
cover?
really active. Yep,
Alright.
back in the cover.
There and go.
Are you gonna peek out?
I'd appreciate it if all of our, I say it to the group, I'd appreciate if you guys climbed atop the wall when you got the chance. You should climb on
What are you
top of
doing?
the wall.
Can I climb on top of the wall?
Sure. Make a.
That does count as movement.
Make a. Yeah, but it's an ice wall.
I did say it had stairs.
You did not say it.
I did actually.
You did not.
Oh.
No,
And
you
it has
did not.
lounge chairs.
I specified that earlier.
Make a strength check.
Bullshit.
Make sure.
Make a strength check.
Well, GG for
Can
that.
you just levitate?
Roll 20,
No.
please. Nice.
Not 20.
You didn't need it. All you needed was like a 5.
Yeah, that's a lot for him.
You didn't need. You didn't need that 20. You one-armed, just throw yourself up on the wall on the weirdest fit of strength all of you have ever seen. Go.
He
I ate
breaks
my
it up
Wheaties
with
this
a-
morning.
What's your
He
action?
rolled a 20.
No.
Just throw a fireball to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna fireball.
The
Whatever
closest one.
closest guy is.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll damage. Roll to attack. 14. That hits. Go.
Nice.
5.
So who did he hit?
And that one.
Yes.
You're pointing at this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, closest guy. Let's just see another one.
So that's the one that took 9 damage, right? Because he was the first to move up.
Why did he take that?
No, the one that took 9 damage died.
He died.
Oh, he died.
That's somebody else.
He's fresh damage. I
No, the
think.
one that I attacked when.
You killed him.
Yeah,
already
you
dead.
killed him, just straight
It was
up.
farther back.
I didn't see him.
You
I think
laid
he's on the
out
wall.
I didn't see that happen. Thought he was still alive.
It's not as rowdy as it usually gets.
Huh?
It's not as rowdy as it usually gets.
No, I told you, you're gonna be productive for that.
Yeah. No Eddie here. No Eddie. Yeah, come on, guys. We'll get these guys.
What the fuck was that?
That's what he does. He goes.
Oh man, you got a video now with that.
I don't care. That's what he does.
That's great.
Eddie's a bitch.
Alright. Just went. Kobold. Going to make a swing at
Screamish.
a sling shot at. Let's see. Roll my hit. Eddie. That's a 16 to hit.
Yes.
Take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It is now your turn.
Esteval,
Hmm.
you said with Shape Water I can have 2 active things going on.
Uh-huh.
Does moving the water and just dropping it into a puddle count as channeling it? Or
Yeah.
So it's my turn?
You can have 2 effects at once. If not, the water will dissipate.
Alright.
2 of it's like instant. So you can move that water around. Change that water. It's 2 of the instantaneous effects.
Okay.
So that, the movement, change of form. type
These guys are at like 30 feet now.
So if he was
Yeah.
at concentration right now, the puddle would just disappear.
But it's not concentration.
Nah,
There's just a limit of
Where
how
you
many
at?
he can have.
The closest one. Yeah,
So close enough either.
yeah, so
That
that's,
hits.
yeah.
How many what he can have?
8.
Yeah.
That kobold is out. Ugh. Alright. It's now the other kobolds' turn. They all dash and get around. Gar, go.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Alright, attack of opportunity.
Oh.
2 attack of opportunity.
Wait, how? So I was here. Is
Well,
this
they
still
moved up.
square?
I couldn't reach all the way around.
So they moved up.
They moved up, like, surrounding the both of you.
So like
They moved all the way
back
around
like
surrounding the both of you, yes.
this. So if this is moved up, like that.
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, now
That's about. Are you moving back or not?
you should get on top.
Yeah, I'll move back.
Get on top
Actually,
of the wall.
wait, fuck.
Climb the wall.
Bonus action. I'll move my short swords.
Okay. You have 1 attack.
And you still have spell slots.
Okay. And I'll attack this one with my short sword.
Okay.
Where is the water?
They just ran through it all.
18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
It's what is it? D6 plus 4?
Yep.
Or no, it's a D.
D6 plus 6.
Oh, it's a D4 plus 4.
No, short sword is a D6.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh.
So it's
11?
11. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
11.
plus 2.
Let me get that kobold. That kobold's closer to the back one. He's right on
Like-
you guys.
Like
yeah.
this?
No, like in front of.
Climb the wall.
Yeah. See Jalen, go.
Okay. I am going to Shillelagh. Just give this
Did you
guy
climb
a
the
good
wall?
whack.
No.
The guy
Okay.
behind me. No, he didn't bother climbing the wall, so much for that plan. It's fine.
Oh well. Collateral damage.
No, that would be stupid to do. Plus, plus 5, so 14.
14 to hit. That hits.
Okay, and then I roll, what is it?
Did you roll a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or your damage, 1d8 plus 5.
Seven plus 5, 12.
12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That kobold's dead. Barbarian, go. I need to up these healths, man.
I want to get the guy close to us at this point.
Alright, roll disadvantage.
That's perfect.
Alright,
Yeah,
how close is he to me?
You said the guy's closest to you, which is right behind you.
Okay, but how close is he to me?
It's like 10. It's like 5, less than 10 feet.
Can you see how
Disadvantage.
close he is to you?
Wait, I still count 5 feet between us.
No, it's disadvantage.
Oh, he's like, wait, how many feet does it have to be for disadvantage?
It's 10 or less.
Why don't you just attack the guy out front?
Not moving up on the wall is not gonna help.
Isn't the wall?
5 feet.
The wall's not gonna help.
The wall's 10 feet, right?
The wall's not gonna
So
help.
he's on one edge of the wall.
It's not 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
It's 10 feet long.
Okay. So you want to attack this guy then?
Yeah, I'll just get that guy then. I didn't know that was disadvantage.
Yeah, if he's close to you, yeah.
I thought it was 5 feet, that's why.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
6 plus
6.
12.
12, that hits. Roll damage. 1.
That was the shittiest roll I've ever
I
seen.
know.
He didn't even roll, he just threw it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just slid it.
Aileron, go.
Alright, so I'm attacking this dude.
Okay.
Get fancy, jump down and stab one with your knives.
You
You have advantage.
That would
Can't he
require.
just
Oh,
throw
is
his
it
short
stealth?
sword?
It's stealth.
No, I just get an advantage
You
on.
would have sneak attack,
Sneak
yes.
attack.
Yeah. Or yeah, that's what I would have. But
You gotta jump down though.
Just do it all.
yeah, screw it. I'm jumping down. I mean, just
Make
one
a
here.
dexterity saving throw.
Make it fancy though. Say you're gonna jump down and land on his head, stab him in the throat.
Alright, so I'm flipping over his head onto his back and gonna like with my 2 swords just
You should
chop
really,
off his head.
you should really
I
flip.
Roll.
like this.
Chop at his head.
He rolled a hit.
Alright.
They really make it fancy. Flip off the ice thing, land on his shoulder,
gosh.
flip off his
Yeah,
dash
6.
off his shoulder.
Reroll that.
4.
Reroll. That's it.
Alright.
It's better than what before.
15.
15 that hits. Roll damage.
Finish here.
2 plus 4.
6 damage.
6
Plus.
plus
sneak
6
attack.
plus 6. Yeah.
Is it not 2d6? Oh no, you're level 2. So how much is it?
It's
6 plus 4, it's 11.
It's 11?
Yeah.
Fucking bastards. He's out.
You fucking jump on his
Flips
head.
over and just
Boom.
stab him in the
Stab
back.
him in the throat.
Actually,
And as your bonus
it
action,
was more. It was more than that.
No, it doesn't have a bonus
Yeah.
action. As he whipped out both daggers.
That was like.
Well, we're both short swords. So, alright. This guy's gonna run.
Oh, hell
Kill
no!
him!
Go.
Peek out,
This is all you.
and I'm gonna snipe him.
No, take out his knees, man.
Yeah, shoot him or shoot him with sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter. Snipe.
I
Snipe.
feel like
That's what I-
someone's.
When I
Say
say
sharpshooter.
snipe, sharpshooter.
Say sharpshooter.
Does anybody?
What'd
in
you
the
roll?
game-
20. Not natural 20. 17 plus 3.
Oh, don't kill
That
him.
hits. Go.
what? It's just a kobold, Jimmy. We don't have time
Oh,
for
plus
this shit. We have a mission to do.
D8.
Does
He's
anyone-
dead no matter what.
Does anybody in the game get like an
20
advantage or not
Wait,
on
wait,
free
wait,
Does everybody
units?
get
How
what?
much?
Does anybody in the
20
game
damage.
get advantage or something on free
I love this
units?
character.
No.
Yeah.
Well, off the top of my head, no. Yeah, he's dead.
Cool.
He just falls forward. Rolls to the door. And...
Sweet.
Alright.
I'd like
Yeah, I
to,
need to up these fuckers' health, man. Fuck you guys.
I'd like to just
I
go-
see it as like we're already trained adventurers, so killing things that like, once it gets to the higher levels will both definitely get harder for
End
us.
up there.
Yeah, what was in?
Normally, you
what
wouldn't be
were
level
trying to
2
say
at this
here,
point.
people?
Is also that.
Oh, okay, you're
Because
right.
normally you only get level 2 at the end of the episodes. Every episode you would level.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it by experience. So normally you would not be level
This
2. You
is
should
too
be level
easy.
1.
Could you wet the battlefield before we do anything else?
Yeah.
That would take way too long. To wet the 70 feet in front of you.
So this-
That would
What
take.
was this about? Then?
There's no
It's
ad-
long.
nothing of magic for a sorcerer.
No.
What was this about? Well,
This-
if
You went the area in front of the.
you.
What I wanted to do was have everybody climb the wall and then Jimmy use a lightning orb when they all walk into it. And shocky
But
shock.
no one wouldn't get up.
I mean, you're talking about like +1 damage per dice roll.
Are you serious?
So
Yeah.
it's not like
Ugh.
they're not in water.
Just wait until I get call lightning, my friend.
Like just think about it though. If you step in a puddle, you're not in the water.
Alright.
Their shoes
I
too,
mean, that's
so
still
you know.
damage
You telling me
to
kobolds
everybody.
wear
It's plus
shoes?
1 per dice roll that you
These
would do.
motherfuckers wear
So if you
shoes?
did it like a chromatic aura, it'd be +3. It'd be 3d8 +3, right?
Considering his damage rolls, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be like? Would it be like 25%? You know,
I mean,
weakness to lightning or
it
something like
Just
that.
wait until I get call lightning.
I don't think that really
Can
matters.
we
because,
loot
like, if you have a
really
big
quick?
enough group that plus that 1 damage to everybody is really nice.
It wouldn't be to everyone either.
No?
No,
Yeah, I like
Well,
those.
we did the one you hit.
Huh?
I want to
Can we
lose.
It's
loot?
not enough water that's
That's
conductive enough. If you want to loot, yeah, go ahead.
Investigation
Really
checks.
gonna roll.
Yeah, roll.
18.
Save up.
I got, what's my investigation?
Are you all investigating?
Oh yeah.
I'm just fucking-
I got a 4.
I would like to check.
You find nothing.
I got 17
Yes.
to the investigation.
18.
You find a dagger.
A dagger?
You find, well, you find a dagger and 5 gold. You find a dagger and 7 gold.
Cool.
They're both like rusty daggers. They're pieces of shit.
Okay.
They're pieces of shit.
You were like level 2 there.
They're not like rusty, like broken. They're still functional weapons, but they're like
What's the damage on
not
that?
maintained daggers. It'll still be a dagger damage, but they're
So,
not
I
worth
forgot
much.
to do- Is it
1d4.
1d4?
I'd like to just check the surroundings, see if there's any more groups of enemies in the vicinity.
If you step out through the brush, you notice that they're still away from you on both sides. So now it's smoke on both sides, kind of giving you extra cover on the corners. You still hear the loud whooping and the noises and the yelling, and you hear like from the distance you hear. Actually, make a perception check. You hear nothing.
Can I
So
perceive anything?
no.
Can I do an insight check on the door?
Are you trying to see if it's
We're just
trapped?
going straight up to
Yes.
the door.
Roll. So are you going up to the door?
Is there
We
any
still-
other
I wanna-
entrances, like
No,
any
it's a
open
door
windows?
and some heavy windows.
Can we stealth up to the door?
I want to get 30 feet away from. I want to investigate it from 20 feet away.
Well, with the smoke, it'd be a disadvantage unless you got right up to the door.
Stealth in and do it.
Still be disadvantage.
I'll stealth in and go up to the door.
Roll stealth with disadvantage.
Wait, stealth with disadvantage? But
You're out in an open field.
I'm in smoke though. If I have
It's
disadvantage,
light
I'm seeing.
smoke versus.
Wouldn't that mean that people?
But
have
you're trying to investigate intricate changes to a door
No, I'm stealthy,
versus
though.
seeing a humanoid
No,
figure.
no, I know, but I'm stealth.
That's why it's with this
Oh,
disadvantage
okay,
still.
fine.
You know.
12, that's 18. 18.
You rolled 12 twice.
No, I rolled 12 and 17.
Oh Jesus.
So 18. And now I want to go up to the door
Roll an investigation check.
and
By
investigate.
the way,
Yep.
you said
Just keep falling over. Come on.
6.
Plus
This 6 total.
6. The door seems normal.
It's a
little
sturdy oak
charred.
door.
It's a little charred from the fire they were
Wood.
trying to lit. They were trying to light. What do you guys do?
So the mission was to rescue the people. In the
Yes, in the sanctuary.
Let's kill them all.
I think we should get rid of the remaining groups.
You're right.
You look at and you remember that it is from what you saw from the two sides. You're looking at 40 enemies.
Oh.
I think we should take out the remaining groups because I could use a workout. And we've received complaints.
I'm gonna say you're kidding, and we move on.
I knock on the door. Like,
Well, the door's not locked.
oh, it isn't?
It's not locked.
Have Eddie.
I open the door.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm home.
I slowly open the door.
Well, no, I'm sorry. The door is locked.
Okay.
The door
Okay,
is locked.
yeah, I was gonna say they can just.
I'm
open
like,
it.
wait, no, wrong. I'm thinking of the wrong door.
Well, what am I doing?
So everyone moves up.
Let's
Everyone
hide
moves
this.
up. You
yeah,
told them that the door
we'll
doesn't
move
appeal
up.
trap, and you move up.
Yeah.
Everyone moves up, so I need everyone to get to the door. Eddie, roll it's a dexterity check plus your proficiency modifier.
I'm gonna cast guidance on him.
Alright, so
He doesn't
11
need
plus.
it.
What's my
Plus 6.
Oh, he's
Yes,
unlocking
guidance.
the door.
17. You walk up to the door with your thieves' tools. You pick them out, and it takes you about 5 seconds, and just unlocks it, opens. You hear nothing. It's just darkness, and the smoke. There's still smoke, kind of in this area still.
Hello, anybody alive in there? We've come to rescue you.
Do you yell that?
No.
I don't trust it.
Do you yell that?
I really don't want to.
Well, not
Don't spout out random shit, because that will make you suffer.
Now that we're
We're
inside,
selfing-
I'd
we're
like
selfing
to.
it. We're selfing it.
Now that we're inside, I'd like to.
You
see
can stealth
there's
if you want. Everyone
anything-
roll stealth. Yeah, everyone roll
I can
stealth.
keep my, should I keep my 18 from last time I reroll?
I got 16.
I got a.
That's fine. 21.
I got an 11.
I got an 8.
I just want to see if I can hear any enemies nearby, or if I see anything suspicious. Like look
So,
up on
alright.
me, check the rafters, see if there's
So
anything
now-
jump on me, Assassin's Creed style. Not having that.
Let's just burn this motherfucker down.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
I'm hangry.
Wanna lock it
It knows it's massive.
in? No, it's massive.
Oh, he just has to look at it?
Yeah. Where's the where's the sketch? There it is.
Yeah, I forget how it turned into tablet mode.
That's fine. So from the door, right? So these large double doors, because it's a temple. Let's see.
I don't know about you guys, but I smell a trap.
Yeah, I did too. It was ready to roll.
I smell smoke.
Yeah, me too.
Nice, it's obvious.
What am I gonna do? How much is a health potion?
2d4 plus 2.
Ah, that's way too much. I don't need that much health.
Plus you need to have a short rest.
Can I use a health potion?
We're not taking a short rest though.
Oh wait, to use health potion you need a short rest?
No, I'd say you're out. That's fine. You can pop a potion if you want. 2d4 plus 2.
You popping the potion?
What do you
I'm
have?
at 16, I don't need to.
Yeah,
but I
not
have
at
3
all.
potions.
That'd be stupid, actually.
I can just use it as a bonus action later on.
Alright. So
Actually, let's do a roll on that. After I go, actually roll.
that was a terrible design. It's okay. So as you open the door and enter the corridor and close the door behind you.
And lock it.
I forgot to.
If you want.
remember my headset.
Yeah, relock the door.
Relock the door.
This is the outdoor, the out temple doors. You're in this hallway right now.
Okay.
You notice it. You guys are here. It curves around, right? And
There are 2 doors.
from the explanation of the interior layout from Governor Nighthill, the temple has the exterior doors, 2 almost quarters or areas, just private rooms for any temple affairs that need to be completed. Both doors are open, and the inside is completely trashed. It looks like whatever was there is gone. And you see 2 more doors at the end of the hall that you know that the main worship area, where, like, you know, if you walk into a church with the pillars and all the glass and everything, is at the end of this hallway through those doors.
Can I walk up and peek through the door on the left?
It's you when you walk by them, they're trashed.
Okay, so they're both
The rooms are
empty
trashed.
and trashed.
They're trashed and empty. Yeah,
Okay.
everything that could be taken
Has been-
probably was.
Oh, man.
So that means the people that were in here are probably dead.
Possibility. The only one way to find
So
out.
as you guys approach, I need you to roll a perception check.
So, Stivel, can you hold that up again?
That is
So
a
those
21.
are 2 doors on the left and right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With the rooms. Which one?
21.
21. As you approach the door,
That's the code.
you hear
Be careful, because you dropped that one.
you hear like a few voices mumbling, kind of like, and you hear footsteps getting closer to the door. You have one set of footsteps, and it gets. You feel like it stops a few, maybe 5 or 10 feet from the door. I say 5 feet from the door, and you hear kind of the creaking of wood as if someone was leaning forward, and silence. Silence. And you hear the same set of footsteps just kind of take a step and kind of whisperly say, I think it's safe. I think it's safe.
What is he, Jewish?
And at that moment, everyone got the layout for where the hallway occurs?
Yeah.
Alright.
Where are we at this point?
At the door.
You guys are at the doors, pretty much. Yeah, at the doors to the worship area. At this moment, all of you hear just a loud voice that says, ready? And let's see. I need to know what exactly.
Scare the dog.
Hey man, that's what happens. So you hear a loud just bang, and you hear now what sounds like 20 or 30 voices from the worship area just all go, ah! And you hear panic, and you hear screaming, and some people are crying, and one person, that voice you heard earlier, is going, everyone calm down! Calm down! We must stay quiet! What do you guys do?
Is the door locked? I want to open it.
It's closed.
It's closed?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I'd like to open the door, and as I open the door, I'd like to say, come with me if you want to live.
You gotta do
So as you open the door, and step out, you now see in front of you, about 7 feet from you, is an older man. Looks like maybe he was the priest of this temple, and about 25 to 30 what look like civilians, men, women, children, elderly, and they're all staring at you, just completely afraid. The men step forward, kind of like ready clubs and pieces of broken wood. I need you to make a.
No, wait, I'm not Carrot.
I need you to make a charisma check.
Wrong person.
4.
I'm
like.
As you say this, and everyone notices the people behind you. The doors open completely at this point, and the old man and goes, attack! And the men run forward. They're running towards you. What do you do?
This is where Jimmy does something. Convince him that we're friendly, Jimmy.
What do you say?
Alright.
No.
What do you say?
I have 17.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, do it up.
Alright, so.
You probably found there something.
I started doing
What's your intelligence?
No, this is charisma.
I know, but what's your intelligence?
No, 10.
Why? Alright, go ahead.
I start doing a sexy dance in the background.
Roll. What do you say?
Alright, so. You ungrateful humans.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh my god!
Make an intimidation
He
check.
is part of his character.
That's part of my race.
Make an intimidation check.
Go ahead.
You got 7.
Plus,
You gotta add a squaw.
Plus 3, and I got 10.
10. More men come out
Oh my god.
and start running towards you. Again, as you hear another bang on the door, on what you now notice is the front door bulging a little when it hits.
The door that we initially came
No,
in.
the door across from you
Oh, okay.
on the northern side of the temple.
Okay, I step out in front. Please wait. We mean you no harm. We come in good faith. Governor Nighthill and the Escobar sent us. And I say, I know you men of the cloth are trustworthy people, so please just trust me this once.
Roll
a religion check.
No, roll a persuasion. It would be a disadvantage, but you mentioned Governor Nighthill and Escobar.
You know, instead of
with advantage.
No.
No.
I said it would have been with disadvantage.
So I heard it, there was advantage in there.
I got. Wait, what did you say it was?
Is that even
Persuasion?
persuasion?
Fuck, I got a 9.
do something.
As you notice now, more of the young men, now some of them, the injured ones, start
Dang, how many
limping
are
forward.
there?
It's about 4 came up first, then another 3, now another 3. Go.
I yell out in a fiery rage while forming a firebolt in my hand and shooting at the wall, and I scream, "Enough with this nonsense!"
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh man.
Wait. With advantage.
10 plus what?
With advantage.
Okay.
14 plus.
6, 20.
Alright.
Fucking intimidation. You went for intimidation.
Yeah.
As you create this mass of fire arcane energy, everyone just freezes, and you see everyone's breath leave their just halt. The men running forward drop their sticks, and the priest realizes he heard you say Governor Nighthill, and you all don't they don't see you as any of the kobolds, any of the cultists. You guys don't match any of the descriptions.
Come to their senses.
Pretty much. Well, not come to their senses, but they see that you aren't enemies, and that they might have jumped to conclusions in their fear. And the old priest walks up. Everyone, please, let us speak to our guests.
No, keep that feminist stuff. We gotta get the fuck out of here. We don't
Well,
have
no.
much time. We have patrols coming back and forth. We have about a 8-minute window to get the hell out of this area.
The door bulges again.
Okay.
And you see what the fuck is happening. Let's go.
We have a clear way through the back. We took out the guys. Let's go. Come with us.
Make
Come with me if you want to live.
I fucking hate you. Make a persuasion check.
Woo! Finally. Oh, thank God. Is that
Yeah,
persuasion? 16.
All right. Well, it's almost time to restart the device, apparently. Now he's seeing you, and then seeing you guys, and remembering Governor Nighthill. He at this point goes, "Everyone, we should. They are friends. We should go." And he starts funneling everyone through. Another bang.
Oh my gosh.
Now you see cracks forming on the door as you've led. So right now you are all in the worship area. Mm-hmm. Is anyone going with the first group of civilians?
Who's gonna go with the first group?
I'd say Blackhead.
The bird.
No,
All right. So you go forward with them. You get about 5 or 6 civilians follow right behind you. I need. Let's see. That's fine. No one trips.
Hey man, if they trip, they get left behind.
Yep.
You hear another bang. My hands hurt.
Yeah.
This day was fucking sturdy.
Just drop the big dice.
All right.
There we go.
Everyone's panicking a little bit. Who's going with the second group?
You can go the second group right now.
How many groups are there?
I'd rather stay behind last.
Shouldn't,
Who's
can't
going
someone
with the
man
second
the
group?
door
You go,
at
Jimmy.
any time?
Who's
No.
going with the second group?
Jimmy's going.
I'll go.
All right, so you lead. About another 8 civilians going with you. You hear another loud bang on the door. Cracks more. I need who's going with the next group?
I'll go with the next group.
Make a persuasion check.
What would they want to
13.
say?
How far
Huh?
am I from him?
13.
You're
13?
You're already gone.
Let's go.
you-
Damn, I had
Why
to
would
go.
they
Tell
want
everyone to
say
rush.
this?
It's not about. It's a small corridor. You're trying to get 40 people through a corridor that are panicking. That's why. So Eddie, you're trying to keep them from not blocking the doorway. Is what you're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Remember?
You ever
See all those
seen
things in movies?
Any horror movie? Any
Yeah,
zombie
right?
movie?
You with your pleading get about 13, 14 civilians with you. Who's going next? Who's going with the next group?
The last group?
That's yeah.
That'd be me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 8, 13, 5, that's 13. So we already got 26 out.
Yeah.
So that'd be you.
So make a persuasion check.
I didn't have to.
Not one.
Not
Yeah.
one. Okay.
They are dead.
As you.
We tried.
Oh my God. So lucky. You go and as the last group comes, you see a little child being pulled along by his mother, and he trips. And the mother turns around and you tell him, come, quick, and you stumble yourself. One more, just, and the door cracks and there's light coming through now. It's still standing, but there's light, crack. You can see movement. You hear the screeching of the kobolds and the yelling of someone yelling orders. But at this point, everyone's through the interior doorway. Doors are closed, and you guys, as you make it to the door, you hear a loud just, and you hear wood splinters, door crashing down, and you hear screeches, and you hear just destruction behind you, screeching of almost confusion, but rage as well from that door being so abnormally tough. At this point, everyone. Who are the first two groups?
These two.
You two have now made it outside and are leading everyone through the smoke cloud. Are you just gonna keep moving forward?
Perception check, right?
Alright, make a perception check.
16 plus 4 is 20.
Alright, as you clear the smoke and look to your left and right, to the east and south, you notice that the two groups on the sides, you guys have a couple minutes before they reach the corners again, and you go as they have made about halfway. You guys are coming out. Make a perception check.
21.
21. You notice that had you guys been slightly slower, you would have been caught. But you guys all make it to the brush. I need. Let's see. All right. As the last person is making it to the brush,
From their group,
it catches as everyone's in the brush at this point. But as the last civilian with you guys is who's last? That was you. You notice that it caught the attention of a couple kobolds from the groups on the sides, and they start kind of walking gingerly to your direction. I need everyone to roll stealth.
Alright, so I got 25.
11.
8. 17.
I'm not a stealthy individual.
Oh god.
The kobold hears the noise behind him and gets distracted and turns around.
Shiny.
I need who's leading this mob at this point?
It would be Eddie, technically. He was the first one out.
Alright, so roll a survival check.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Did I say I meant me?
The survival is wisdom.
That would be me too.
Oh my gosh.
3.
I rolled a 3.
I should have rolled a 8. Alright, okay.
Roll a 3.
Plus 5 is 5.
I'm gonna cast guidance on him since we're not in combat, so roll a d4 as well.
He gets a 1.
Why?
What's your total?
It's just him. It's his dice.
Okay.
Anything he touches.
You are trying to make your way back to the
What about that 25 to stealth?
make your way back to the you guys as you're making your way back, you kind of get separated from the group and make your way back, but that's definitely slowed you guys down from making it as far as you can, and now you're hearing like dozens of screech noises farther back near the temple, and it seems like they've discovered.
See how shittily he's leading us?
Well, he's not really leading you. It's just, he was trying to lead you and then left the group.
Okay, can I take control of the group and
Go ahead and roll a survival check.
how long have we been traveling for in this wooded wilderness type
What's your
situation?
survival? Because I have plus 3 to mine.
with
So I'm by
civilians.
myself now?
No,
Yeah.
you're back with the group, but you're like now midway down.
Because I get
You
advantage.
somehow
I
end
get
up
advantage
resisting.
on survival checks.
It's not the wilderness. You're in the brush.
Okay.
let's see. You
I'll roll a survival.
and it's advantage on survival against your enemy
No,
for tracking, not
it's
for.
any. Oh, I guess we are right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. You.
I rolled a 19, by the way.
I'm trying to figure out this math. You. What'd you roll for survival?
19. Also, my wanderer thing. I have excellent because we already walked this.
Yeah, you don't get lost. I know. You don't get lost, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean everyone else doesn't get
Yeah.
lost. You know, pull up to the front of the group and now are kind of consolidating everyone. But you also notice that there are some missing civilians from the initial group. Does anyone want to roll a perception check to see if they find them? Jesse, I need you to roll perception actually.
Anyone else can roll.
Wait, so I've noticed that they're missing. Can I look around for
Yeah.
others I've noticed?
No, because you're busy tracking and telling
Is that
everyone.
what I'm rolling for right now?
Perception.
To find the kids? or
Yeah.
whatever?
Find the people who are missing.
They're kids. Let's
Find the people that are missing.
I'm also going to cast guidance on myself. I get a bonus of 1, so I got 7. Wow.
7. Roll with advantage
You're a good guy.
because of his survival.
13.
Doesn't get
Nice.
tracked by difficult terrain. He doesn't get stuck.
Yeah, I got 16, and if we're including the guidance, then 17.
All right, so it takes you a bit, but you find it looks like a family with an injured man. They kind of got separated and are nervous and looking around, and you find them and lead them back to the group. Now you're at the tail end of the group. You hear the screeches though behind you, not through the brush, but you hear them definitely. Everyone makes, I need you to make another survival check.
21.
All right, you make your way pretty much almost all the way to the tunnel. We're let's say about 90% of the way back, and you notice they're starting to spread out, and you bring them back together, keep everyone together. No one's missing. Even the injured one. You get smacked in the back of the head by him for doing that. You take 15 points of damage.
That would kill him.
Yeah. So, you guys are now. You're leading, so I need you to make a perception check.
Natural 20.
All right. You, with your ridiculous sight,
He's rolling at
you notice that there is a group of raiders that has crossed the river and into the brush on the other side, and everyone stops.
We need to cross the river to get to the tunnel, correct?
Can I
Yeah.
get something like keen eyes right there?
How big was this group?
A bird, I guess.
Like 35 civilians plus you guys.
No, how big is the group of raiders?
Oh, it was just, you saw about 6 or 7 kobolds,
And they're on the way
but
to...
they're going away from the tunnel.
Okay, good.
But also at this moment you've crossed the river. You're on the other side already.
Okay,
So
cool.
they're on the other side to them. You're on the southern shore. They're on the northern shore. With that freaking 21% survival, you guys crossed the river with no issue.
So we're gonna go with...
You stop everyone.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say because you'll probably do this anyway.
Yeah.
And you tell everyone to wait 30 seconds. You, at the end of the pack, no longer hear the screeching. And out of the tunnel now come out like 4 guards who were waiting to see if you were able to save anyone. And they see you now come out, and they see you and go, come, we just got rid of one group. And start leading everyone in. A few minutes go by, and all the civilians are in the tunnel, and you guys are out now. You guys going in?
I'd like to do one last sweep for enemies in the vicinity.
Can I still see those enemies? Those guys are gone.
They're gone.
Well, have you been rolling for my WoW magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do one last sweep for enemies, make sure nobody sees us.
Perception.
18 plus 3, 21. I'm going to cast guidance for kicks.
Is that thing you just cast whenever you want?
25, yeah, pretty much. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you see no one. There is, there's not even a sound of a raider anywhere near you at this point. You even hear the insects rustling through the grass. And there's no one. Not even anyone in the river. You just,
The insects will
Alright.
tell.
Yeah, we follow into the tunnels.
You guys go in the tunnels, close behind you. It's locked.
How long does guidance last when you cast it?
A minute.
Oh.
But it's used. It's a one-time use for that minute.
I was just wondering, if we saw someone before we got into battle.
Yeah, it only lasts a minute. So yeah. All right. You guys are now in and coming down the cellar. You see, you guys have made it into the keep now, and in front of the cellar, coming down, you see Escobar, and he sees all behind him are clerics and guards, and he's with some food and water, some clothes, and you see him. He goes, "My friends, it seems your mission was successful. Greenest thanks you."
One more potion.
Don't listen to him.
Escobar goes, "We don't have any more potions, unfortunately."
Alright, how about that rapier?
Oh, I give him back his.
Calm the fuck down.
What did he say?
Jesus.
What did you ask?
Rapier.
What are you gonna say?
I'll wait and see what he says. I'll hold.
Well, he tells you, I think we should report to the governor. I think it's time to report to the governor that your mission was successful and that the people are safe. What say you?
Are the clerics there?
The clerics are healing everyone. Everyone's healed.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna walk up to one.
Everyone's up to full.
Alright, cool. Can I make a perception check of any saucy wenches in the group?
Sure. It's investigation.
Oh,
Make an investigation check.
Ooh.
19.
19. In the group, you see a few young maidens, but they're with the. As you're investigating, you notice that a few of the guards that came down are actually hugging a lot of the people that you rescued. It seems that they were their family, their wives, their daughters, their sisters, and you notice a couple women who are by themselves. Just hugging each other, glad to be alive.
I'll make a mental note of them.
Okay. And you guys go up to the governor's office?
And I give them
We go up to the governor's office.
They don't see you at all.
Oh.
You guys all go up now?
Yeah.
Go up to the governor? Okay. Alright. So, at this point, you guys are all meeting at the governor's office. He thanks you all for a job well done for saving villagers. And he kind of gives you a bow, which is odd for a government official as him.
It's not enough.
I bow in return.
I do a little curtsy. Never curtsied in my life before. Really awkward.
You're just like,
We see him stumble a bit.
I
make a performance check. You curtsy and your foot catches your robe and you trip and fall.
Of course.
Escobar kind of walks up behind you, just like, that was awkward.
And that's what almost
We
got us
appreciate
killed.
the sentiment, though.
Yeah, we almost had a lot of trouble because of his tripping ass.
I laugh.
Let's see. The governor thanks you all. He says it seems that we might be nearing the end of our ordeal. It seems to be that we've been spotting less and less raiders, and our guards are telling us that many of them have been leaving many of them are leaving the city, and we've been finding more and more desperate civilians with our guards, and we've seen less and less raiders. As you guys are talking, and the governor thanks all of you, you all hear a commotion from outside of his office, down in the courtyard, and you know that outside of his windows, they point directly to the front of the keep. And as all of you walk up to the window, you all see from the darkness a creature strides out from the dim light, and it's shaped roughly like a human, but much larger. It's about 7 feet tall, blue scales, clawed fingers, and his face has a muzzle
While I
and
see
reptilian features.
I use wild shape and transform into a chipmunk, very small. And I just go out onto the field, getting as close as I can to him.
Make a
Is it gonna take him forever?
I'm just kind of out on the field nearby.
strength check.
Strength?
Yeah. And climbing on the walls.
Oh, I'm on the walls.
You're
You're in the governor's office.
Can I see this monster?
Fuck it.
Everyone can see him.
I wouldn't make a dex check during that, because, I'm skittering across.
It's in the
He's
courtyard.
not skidding
Wait,
across.
that
What about
monster
cast
is it
guidance?
led by anyone else, or is it just in the courtyard?
I'll cast.
Is it in the courtyard by itself?
Yeah.
At this point, you're seeing he's walking out of the darkness into the dim light around the keep. Behind him, you see what feels to be 100 shadows. So you want to be a chipmunk, you climb down, and it just needs you to make actually it's dexterity. Make a dexterity check.
4 plus 2, and then guidance.
Oh, there you go.
Alright,
At least
okay.
10.
Yeah,
10.
10. Mm-hmm.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
15, 17.
What are your saves on? Intelligence and wisdom?
Yeah.
What's that one?
What'd you get?
For my saving throw?
Yeah.
17.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
How much
you
health does it
trip and
have?
fall off the wall,
Oh, yeah,
and you now you're prone on the ground at the bottom base of the wall.
As a human?
Yes, as your druidic form, your normal druid form.
Turn into a tree!
You are on the ground, and out of the shadows you see this figure. He stops about 80 yards from the main gate and just lines there. Kobolds behind him. Now you see that there are kobolds, about 100 kobolds behind him, and the front group looks like they're detaining someone. They're detaining a small group. You see about 3 or 4 figures being detained. You don't get a visual of them. They're prodding them with their spears out into the light. You see a woman, a teenage boy, and 2 children. Do you guys go down to meet him at the courtyard?
The woman. There was no man. There was
She
no
wants to
man.
meet?
Do you guys go down?
Does he notice me at this
Well,
point?
Governor at this point has started to go down to the courtyard. Are you following?
I follow.
You all following?
I'm unconscious.
You're not unconscious.
Oh,
You're
okay.
just prone.
Do they notice me?
I mean,
I'm
he
pretty
saw
sure.
you fall and chuckles. Eddie, are you following? Is everyone going out?
Yeah.
Alright.
How far are they?
So you guys
fucking
are.
fell.
They're stopped about 80 feet from the gate.
How much
from the
damage
gate.
are you at
If I
now?
stayed up there.
Because how much?
Oh, no, you're not
How
in
much past the chicken
Okay.
You're like
Uh,
225
Healed?
feet.
When are you
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'll
everyone's
go.
back to full health. The governor leads all of you and Escobar and the guards that are still in the keep to stand about 50 feet from or I'll say 80 feet from this man, still staying within the safety of their keep at this point.
I'm outside the keep, or am I?
Yeah, no, you're in the courtyard.
Yeah, you.
You've gotten up and followed them.
I
at
wanted
this
to
point.
go outside the keep initially, but we'll
Well, you had to get
fell.
out. You had to get out of
You
it.
fell.
Okay.
Out
So,
of it.
Fair enough.
Keep
Um,
in first place. At least
The,
you were out in the field.
As he
I wanted
sees
to be.
as you all look forward, a robed figure whispers in his ear, and he kind of what you assume to be recognizing the governor and captain of the guard, Escobar, and you hear him. He steps forward, large strides. Now you see that he is a humanoid dragon figure,
Dragon.
blue scales. Does anyone want to make a? Let's see. It would be an intelligence check.
I'll do it. I don't know what I'm doing it for, but I'll do it.
Make an intelligence check.
5 plus 1. 6.
6?
6.
Yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea who he is,
Is he
what he
within,
is.
talking range at?
Well,
or
could I
shouting?
make it a,
Oh, he's shouting.
can I make a check for intelligence and see what it is?
Sure.
That's smart, but 16.
16.
Yeah.
You recognize this creature as a half dragon,
Okay.
different from their dragonborn counterparts.
Okay.
That's
It's
really
dragon
all you
master.
remember. You remember that there are dragonborns and there are half dragons.
And my guess is half dragons are less human. Though.
That's all you know.
Okay.
You see this hulking, blue-scaled figure, reptilian, golden reptilian eyes, smile, donned in heavy armor, with a great sword on his back.
He has a muzzle too.
It's just the muzzle is like the representation of the
Oh,
snout.
I think that he had like he was wearing.
I
a
showed-
No, like the shape of a muzzle,
Oh.
muzzle.
He's in the
You know, that
BDSM.
have the snout.
I shout out to him, "Hey, Mr. Fire-breathing Dragon, what brings you to
Well,
these neck of the
no,
woods?"
before
No?
you know, as he sees you all walk forward, he steps forward and tells you all, "Defenders of Greenest, this has been a successful night, and I am feeling generous. Do you see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners?
Are any of them
We
saucy
have no
wenches?
need for them, so I will trade them back to you. Send out your best warrior to fight me, and you can have these 4 in exchange." Does
that-
anyone want to make an insight check?
That'd be Warwick McDillis. He's a little ill right
Does
now. If
anyone
you
want
come
to
back
make an insight check?
next time.
I'll make an insight check.
Eddie, we said no for rolls for you.
Where did it say? There it is. 14.
I got 15.
Can anyone roll this?
You realize that he seems honorable with his promise. He seems to be telling the truth, and the fact that he hasn't just killed them in front of you speaks volumes.
But
I
money
mean, that
talk.
could still be a trap.
I'm sorry, guys.
Just do it. Go get him, Gower.
So, who are you going up?
He just challenged. He's the best warrior.
Challenges. He
Yeah.
brings out your best warrior.
Before he goes, cast guidance on him.
I'm gonna cast guidance on you.
Man, you dead.
You know what I do?
What?
Why can't they
I
just
walk
send
out
them
and shoot at him.
No, you
No.
do it honorably. He has 100 kobolds. Don't disrespect him. Play by his
Why
rules.
don't we just come
As
back
you
to
pull out the bow,
Wait a minute, why don't we
he yells to the kobolds, "Ready!" And 30 of them pull out bows and knock. It's like, I asked for honorable combat.
I drop my weapon and I walk forward.
Okay.
I want to be 60 feet away. Wait, how many feet away am I from him right now?
He walks
Probably
forward
50.
and you walk forward, so about 50.
You have guidance on you, by the way.
Okay, guidance on me. So it's a plus D4. All right,
He's our second best.
let's do this.
So you pull out your daggers or short swords? I don't know.
I
what
can't
you
use a
have.
bow.
No?
Fuck.
Alright, if we're using.
All right, you know what?
If you
I pull out my short swords.
If we're going hand in hand, I think. My
just,
sword-
just let it happen. It doesn't matter.
He walked
He's not
out.
gonna
You
win
already
this
walked
fight.
out. Okay. He gives a military bow at you as you step forward. The kobolds kind of move forward with him and create a ring almost. This is our fighting arena. It's about 30 feet wide, 30-foot circle. Let's see. I don't remember what his stats were.
He's big.
So with bonus actions, can I throw? If I have a dagger, can I throw it?
You can throw it as an action if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I even if I have do I have to
Bonus,
draw?
if you make a attack while you're dueling, you can use your bonus action to make another attack.
Okay, but say like, so can I pull out? Nah, that wouldn't work. A short sword and a dagger.
You can do that.
Alright, I'll pull out a short. I have a short sword and a dagger in my hand.
Okay. You both meet. He gives you a military bow and takes out his great sword.
I'm so scared right now.
I yell to him,
You
"You can do it!" All right. I call his shoes.
Let me guess. You could put him out now. You could bring out the big guy. I know what I'm
I don't really
fighting.
have a big guy, but I'm just gonna use yours.
Exactly. That's what I'm fighting, guys. That's what I feel like I'm fighting right
Can
now.
I cast one more spell on Nate before he started combat?
What spell?
Long Strider. Give him 10 bonus movement speed.
Sure.
Thank
Is that a first level spell?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many do you have left?
I should have 1 left right now. After that.
I'm at 40.
Now you can try him around.
I'm so nervous. Because I can't really cut because I don't have my. I wish it was.
You can switch over to your bow. I mean, you're just gonna start it and.
Do I have? Wait, can I? Stavel, would you recommend me would a bow be
I mean,
You would be at disadvantage
unless I got away from it?
because, well, you can use a bow. That's fine. You can use a bow.
I can.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
you start off about 10 feet from each other.
Can I cast
So-
a spell on him before he fights?
No.
Oh wait, you won't be able to.
Wait, on who? What are you trying to cast?
Sleep.
Fuck outta
Don't
here.
do that. Stavel, did you say that he had a ring of
look,
goblins or kobolds around him?
There's, the kobolds created a ring.
So he won't be able to use movement really anyway? So
I would.
It's about I'd say a 40-foot ring.
So it's like
Yeah.
this big. So I'd be able to get if I'm able to get away from it, and I have
Yeah.
advantage on initiation.
You guys start about 15 feet from each other. I'll say 15 feet from each other.
So I start 10 feet away. I have my bow out instead.
That's fine.
Alright. Where are we while this is happening? Are we by the gates pretty much?
You guys are. He walked forward.
Okay.
It's not like the kobolds are like all like 100 of them. They just walked
Right, no,
like
I
8 of them
understand.
walked out and kind of made a
I'm
octagon.
just
Yeah.
trying to see where I am so when he gets his ass beat, I can go over there and pick him up. That's all.
Or we can know, what the loot off of him.
His armor too. What is it? 83 armor.
Let's see.
Because I want glories. That's why I went forward. My character.
Okay.
Violence is the only answer.
Okay.
I think I would have been the second choice for fighting him.
I'm sorry. It's a
Serious?
long sword, not a great sword.
It's a
It's
long sword.
sword.
Okay.
Chromatic orb.
That would do
so-
nothing.
Roll initiative, please.
You would be literally the
That's
last
not a
choice
good
out of any of us.
Thank God. 24.
24.
Yeah.
Remember,
All right.
you have guy-
Humanoid. So
you have guys.
Right?
He
humanoid, right? Would he be humanoid?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
So he bows after the bow. He preps his longsword. It says, "After you, go." What do you
No,
do?
after you.
I will snipe him. Oh wait, I'll back up.
Yep.
And I'll like run back, turn around, and use my sharpshooter on him with advantage. That's a 22 and a 17.
All right, that hits. Roll damage.
That's a D8, right? Yeah. And then that's plus 10 plus 17 plus 8, 50, 20. Is that
Can you use
no, that's
that?
alright.
Can you use guidance?
No,
and
I
damage?
can't.
I'm freaking so. Alright, so
What was your dice?
13, 23 damage.
What was your dice?
7
Plus.
plus 3, plus 6, plus 10.
23. All right. You catch a chink in his shoulder armor, and he kind of smiles, breaks it out.
Oh, 23 damage.
Good. Runs up to you. Can someone move me forward to him?
How many?
And he's gonna
Oh,
up to your
he's
face,
sprinting at you.
and he's gonna swing.
He wants that dick. There goes your arms.
How much health do you have? I
one.
only got one shot.
I hope he does double damage.
I think I have the
Knock
weaker
his ass
stats.
prone.
I'm
I hope he does 40 damage.
I'm
in
sorry,
one
did you
hit.
say the weaker? stuff?
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Let him take that.
No,
hit.
no.
We'll take him out right now. End this campaign real quick.
Yeah. He's gotta go anyway. Let's go see that saucy wench.
Oh, we need to find out his name and stuff too. Wait, what the fuck are you doing? What? You just bumped into it.
Why would you give him stronger stats? Would I be able to kill the one with the weaker stats?
Well, I have the one from the monster manual. The one in the actual campaign is different than the one in the monster manual.
Okay.
I thought they were the same when I'm looking at them, and they're completely different than what it should be. He's missing attacks and stuff. Shit, where the fuck is he?
Shit. That was 17.
Yeah, no, okay. Alright, cool. Let's see. Rolls up to you and will.
No, he's gonna grapple me or something. I can use guidance on attack rolls, right? Or is it only
It's
against
ability check.
ability checks?
He's gonna swing at you with his longsword. That is a.
What? Oh, he doesn't have the.
That is a 19 to hit.
Hits me.
All right.
You take 40 damage.
This isn't good.
I'm sorry. It is a great sword.
Oh no, you better be sorry.
It is a great sword. The long sword is the one in the book. This is the great sword. It's a specific character.
Thank God Eddie's not here right now.
Oh yeah, he'd want that thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure we'll fight this guy again though. This is probably one
This
of
is
those.
where Eddie's supposed to die, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I'm taking Eddie's spot.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to tell him.
You take
I
11
already told
points
him.
of slashing damage.
I already told them that.
And he comes and swings again.
What? Oh, he has
Yes.
21 to hit.
hits me.
He did. One hit.
You take another 10 points of damage.
I'm at -1.
So as you hit the ground,
I shout out,
He-
Nate, you're.
As you hit the ground, this last swing just kind of, he like slams you into the ground and walks forward and just kind of leans towards you and go, good fight. Motions to the kobolds behind him and he motions to the kobolds behind him, let the prisoners go. And as they come forward, you notice that it's Lenon's family. The civilians you saved earlier, they seem to be safe and sound, missing a husband.
Ooh, there's hope for me now.
What is he gaining by returning the prisoners and having a fight?
Display of power.
As the prisoners are released, you're on the ground. He backs up from you. That's about the circle opens. The kobolds all back up. He backs up about 15-20 feet. And as the prisoners are released forward, the brother of Lenon that you met, that was with the group that told you about the tunnel, screams out and runs forward to take them, embraces his sister and her family in a hug. Tearful, cheerful hug.
Fucking up.
Before he leaves though, he swings at you. You take a death saving throw. Crit, so 2 death saving fails. You fail 2 death saving fails. So you fail two death saving throws. And goes, my friends, you've demonstrated your prowess all through this frightful night. I realize this is an awful burden to ask you to bear, but none of you have the chance to beat my militia, but we are done for the night. Our horde was plentiful, and our mission complete. We bid you adieu. And they all turn around and leave.
You got any openings?
Out of the
I cast a fireball at me.
Oh my god, don't. I'll die.
he catches you, turns around, and oh shit!
That was Eddie's the one to kill him.
He turns around and goes, "You'll find us to the southeast if you want to join," and walks away.
To the southeast. Okay.
An arrow lands at your feet.
Does it have a map?
Don't be stupid. As at this point they've all left. It's about midnight, 11:30, midnight-ish. Nate is on the ground. Your friend Gower is on the ground, unconscious, bleeding.
I walk up to
Bleeding
Nate and
out,
give him a potion.
One second.
We have to.
And you don't have to do that. As they leave the town, the clerics go up to you and heal you. You're back up to full. And the Escobar walks up to you and go, "That was very brave. We thank you for that." And the governor walks up to you all and goes, "My friends, this has been a harrowing night for all of us. Meet me back in my office to arrange some sleeping quarters, and I can reward you with what you deserve for helping us."
Saucy punches!
And shut up.
Could I pick up the
Escobar
arrow?
just says shut up.
Could I pick up the arrow that was shot at his feet?
It's a normal arrow, sure.
I just
I mean, you're already full.
No, I'm at 20. I've been counting.
No, I mean you collect at the end of the battle. I just say you collect them all.
I just make an open.
Unless you like
question to
miss
surround
and
him.
like broke an arrow,
Yeah.
you get them all back after the end of the battle.
So far I've shot a few at the dragon, so I only have I only have 25.
No, you filled the last time after that battle. You filled back up.
Okay.
You replenish your stock. Yeah.
Sweet.
Ask an open question to the people around. Has anybody seen our barbarian friend work?
And the Escobar says the last time we saw him, he was helping our guards at the eastern gate of the keep fend off a small kobold incursion. They are probably done at this point.
He's gonna get XP then.
Ah, I see. Okay.
He's gonna get some XP.
Very good.
It's not,
No, that's what
it's not gonna get battle XP. He's gonna get
You should get negative.
the
mission XP.
Okay, cool.
As you all walked inside Governor Nighthill's office with let's see.
SKT's already 2-0? That was fast. That last game lasted forever.
Alright. Everyone, you all are now in Governor Nighthill's office, and he says, "Thank you, my friends. It's been a harrowing night. I really I know this has been a burden to you, but we thank you from the bottom of our heart, and Greenest thanks you for saving us and coming to us in our time of need." Let me just make sure there's not anything I'm missing.
I wish I crit that guy.
It wouldn't have mattered.
I know, but I wanted to do more. At 23 damage is a lot.
I will let you know his stats later.
Okay.
This is pretty much the end. So as he thanks you all,
More time.
and he pulls out, he summons a guard to come out of his room, out of the room behind his office, and out carrying what seems to be a heavy chest, he pulls out 5, this is going to be 6, one for Eddie, but 5 bags of gold.
Oh, no,
Hands
five
to each
is
of you.
right.
Oh, yeah, it's a 5. I forgot sometimes you have 6.
I'll
So
take
5,
that extra.
no, it's one's for Eddie. 5 bags of gold. Each of you get 350 gold.
Nice.
I give him back his
Water
wine.
skin, and he gives you back the 10 gold.
I tell him, sorry, I was not able to find any wine on my adventure.
Unfortunately, neither have I.
So you said 350?
350 gold. Yep.
So I'm at
379.
350.
And go. This has been a harrowing night, but we have survived. We've saved the mill. We should be getting back on our feet once we repair the town. And I thank you. I thank you all. Escobar says to you, my guard told me that you were looking for a rapier. So unfortunately, I was not able to find one this night, but I will keep looking. I will keep looking.
Still here?
Huh?
We're not departing.
Not yet.
What the fuck?
You guys are in the Governor Nightshill's office at this
No.
point.
Are you
The dude
paying
left.
attention?
The dude left.
No,
Yeah.
he's on his phone. He's not paying attention at all.
Yeah.
No, the dude that you were
Uh,
fighting left
so-
with his sword.
Yeah.
He
So,
said mission complete. So
We're talking. We're getting our bounties.
So-
alright, but
Governor says I would implore you to stay with the town for a few more days while we rebuild. I can give you all quarters to rest for the night.
Absolutely.
And then in the morning, we can strategize into what might be the cause of this, what is going on, and maybe by then we may have found some. Maybe our brewers will have made hopefully some ale to enjoy. But I've prepared some rooms in the keep for you all, comfortable beds, water, and,
storming.
right? Comfortable beds, water, and Escobar comes to you and goes, "I will keep looking for a rapier, but that's a very, very unique weapon.
I know the
It's
city.
not really meant,
It's
not really,
blacksmith in
uh,
town.
that would take weeks."
I know the cities of Shambles give a bounty board.
hmm?
Do you have a bounty board or any bounties of any criminals other than people that just
Would,
destroy?
but that bounty board was probably was destroyed,
Okay.
and at this point, any criminals probably would have fled or died.
Okay.
I can leave you all to rest. If you have anything else to say, please do.
I do. I hope you do remember everything that we've done for you. I appreciate everything you've done for us. In the near future, if we ever need assistance, maybe call on you.
In the near future, I would not be able to provide any assistance outside of Greenest, as we will be rebuilding. At least 30% of our town has been destroyed. So
Yeah, but
what aid I can provide you, I would have to It would be determined at the
Not
time
near
you asked
future,
for
but
it.
in the future, if we ever.
Of course, you will always have my friendship. You'll always be an ally.
Fuck that up.
Alright, enough talk. Show us to our quarters, please.
The guards take you. One of the guards shows you to the quarters, a single room for each of you. Looks like it used to be a waiting room or offices or some of some sort that were converted or that were converted to.
Sorry, I'm
It's
sorry.
fine.
It's alright.
That are converted to bedrooms as a sanctuary for the civilians. And he leaves you all to your devices.
Are the civilians still down in the basement?
Well, they've all down into the main hall where we've set up almost a emergency shelter.
I want to find those two that I had made note of earlier.
Okay. What do you all? What
I
rest of you
face
doing?
plant onto my bed and I knock the fuck out.
Okay.
Assuming I can prepare spells
Yeah.
that way.
Mhm.
Alright, knock the
We'll
fuck
figure
out.
out the exact rules once I read you
All right.
classic.
I
Yeah. No.
invite them both back.
What
to
are you
my
doing?
room.
I'm passing out too.
All right. What are you doing?
Well-
Knock them the fuck out.
Okay.
Nah, yeah, I'm passing out.
So
I'll-
before bed, you guys are all passing out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I invite those two up and then.
What do you?
proceed to-
So I need you to make an investigation check.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Guys, guess what I'm doing for Halloween?
Uh-oh.
Slutty
Lord.
cat girl.
Slutty cat girl.
Oh wait, no.
Slutty Barbie, slutty cat girl, slutty nurse,
Harley
slutty
Quinn.
teacher,
The
slutty
Harley
librarian.
What?
Harley Quinn.
No, I can't.
I got a 9.
I can't dress all slutty because I'm gonna be working on Halloween.
Yeah,
So
probably not
A
for
9.
A 9?
A 9.
I'm gonna be
You-
a pineapple.
Oh, that's
Oh God, who lives
I was
in a
gonna
pineapple?
go-
Lives in the
If I was
city.
actually going out, I'd probably be a nurse, but
Ooh.
I'm a pineapple.
You can't go off a pineapple.
I bet there's a.
Is there a SpongeBob there somewhere?
What?
There's
You have a
joke in
SpongeBob?
there, SpongeBob joke about
They're gonna have a big sea above you, so you're a pineapple under the sea.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You go down and you see a wave of heads below you, cots everywhere, just people resting and talking to each other and relieved and crying of joy, cries of sadness. And as you look for the wenches, you don't see them.
What'd you roll?
You don't see them.
9.
Yeah.
Make another investigation check.
What the hell?
5.
See
Yeah.
worse.
At this point, the wenches are nowhere to be found, and you see no more suitable girls. Now what? What do you want to do?
I go back to bed and cry.
All right. So you go up to your room, pass out, flood your pillow with tears,
Yes.
and we will end it there for the night.
But there's still more to be done.
No, it's not.
Not really.
We actually, everything went way too smoothly.